request for proposals. There are a couple different ways we do that. Now, we all know about our awesome technology we have. That is managed by Alliance Reservation Network, which is the platform we use for the online custom booking portals. Now, for clients not needing that technology or not requesting any of our full deluxe packages, for more simpler events, we do have just a general template we can use for RFPs that you can fill out, accompanied by an online bid submission form that I will show you in a little bit. But first, let's just quickly go over our RFP. You will see on the following page of your training packet that you have the exact same template I am pulling up here. So let's take a look here. Now you'll see the first page just is some key points and other requirements that we ask you to include in the RFPs. I will say this, I know we understand that all RFPs will be different. Okay, you will have some events that require meeting space, some events will just be rooms only. You can take bits and parts of this RFP template that we've created and make it your own. You're running your own business. We understand that, and we want you to create something that is personalized by you. Use this as a guide. Just use all these questions, all the information that we ask hoteliers to fill out as a guide. Starting on page 2 is the actual template itself. So what I would like to do is just fill it out with you real quick, just go over. We'll just continue the same pattern with Galaxy Computers, the demo that we've been working on throughout the training process. I'm going to start from the very top. Obviously, right here we'll put Galaxy Computers, and this is their Q3 meeting. Okay, signer of contract, that's going to be John. John is, again, he's their travel contact there at Galaxy Computers. And type of function, we can just put general meeting. And then proposed location, it is going to be in Austin, Texas. Okay, simple enough. Group block requirements, we're going to put the check-in date, which is October 1st. If you remember, it's a 2-day meeting. They will be checking out on Thursday the 3rd. Okay. There's no date flexibility for Galaxy Computers, so we'll just put no. Very simple meeting. It's mostly just going to be the investors and staff themselves. They're not going to be bringing or sharing any rooms with anybody. So we can put a king room type, and then just in case, we'll ask for a couple double doubles. If you remember also, we asked for 30 rooms per day. You'll have a better feel from your client. That's part of the qualifying process. You'll want to know exactly how many each room type, but for this example, I'm going to put a 28-to-2 ratio. We can go ahead and erase day 3 and day 4. And again, if this is a week-long meeting or a 7-day event, you can alter this grid right here. So that would be 56. That would be 4, and that's our total of 60 room nights for 2 days, 30 per day. Okay. Sleeping room budget. I believe their budget was $195 per night. So let's make sure hoteliers know generally what your company is looking for. They do not want anything above 50% attrition, and this will be a rooming list. Okay. Payment method. We can go ahead and put individual pay zone. Looks like Galaxy Computers is just going to reimburse everybody, so they're going to be paying by themselves there at the hotel. And then cutoff date. Let's go ahead and, for this example, put 2 weeks prior to the check-in date, which would be September 17th. Okay, pretty simple. Let's go to the next page. Now they do not require any function room space since all the meetings will be off-site, so we can simply just take out the function information. Now, let me go back just one bit. We did include just a general template here. This is a grid, day 1, day 2, day 3, the function, the setup, number of guests. Just think of every piece of information the hotel is going to need for the function if yours does require meeting space. I understand they can get very complex. Sometimes you'll have a separate document you'll attach for each day. I would just highly encourage that you send as much information to the hotel up front as possible. That way the hotel is not emailing you a million questions back and forth and taking up and eating most of your days. But for now, for this example, of course, it's rooms only, so let's just go ahead and erase that. If there's any hot buttons, we can include those here. It doesn't look like this group really has any hot buttons. They're just looking for some general information, just rooms. Notes. So they prefer a downtown hotel. Let's go ahead and include that here in the notes. Okay. They also are looking for breakfast included. They understand that downtown properties are typically full service, which also typically don't include breakfast. So let's include that as a concession asked by our client. Okay, breakfast included in rate. Food and beverage, again, this is not a function, so we can delete that information, as well as the audio visual. Okay. For this particular event, that's all we really need. We're looking for 30 rooms per night for a downtown property in Austin, Texas. Pretty simple, right? So decision date, today is July 20th. We would like a decision date within 1 week. So we can put July 27th. Okay. So this is information we do require on the RFPs, and you're going to want to include this up front as well. And there's a couple reasons. One is we want hotels to know they need to be bidding on a commissionable rate, which will include our charitable contribution. It's always great to include this up front, so that way the hoteliers are aware of what they're bidding on, and on the back end for accounting purposes, they know exactly what rate they should be offering to our clients, what built-in rate they're giving. Also, the last thing we want to do is ask for a rate from the hotel, agree to it, tell them they've won the bid, and then come back when it's contract time and say, hey, oh, by the way, this is commissionable, includes a $1 charitable contribution. Or as they look at it, they look at it as a rebate, even though it is, they can write it off for tax purposes if they'd like. You can include it on each page if you like, but I would highly recommend that you always, at the very end of your RFP, keep this bold and center. It's the last thing I typically include right before I provide the bid submission link. So, and this is where we will include our URL that hoteliers will click on to fill out their submission. And we're about to get into that in just a little bit on how we create those. So once you're to this point, you can go ahead and put in the cutoff date to submit bids. Again, I would typically include a few days before the decision date, because you want to give your client a certain amount of time to look over all the different hotels that have bid on the event. So in this case, we'll put July 24th. This gives them 4 business days to fill out this RFP. Okay? So that's it. This is a very simple RFP tool template that you can use. Again, you can make it as complex as you'd like or not. I would just highly recommend you include all information or your client's needs that they have in this template before you PDF and send it off. So before we send it off to our client, what we need to do is create an online submission form for them to use. And real briefly, I'll show you what it's going to look like. As you can see, we're back on our website. I'm going to create you an online submission form for hotels to fill out for each one of your events. It's going to ask for hotel information, their bid, other amenities and information, and then again, they're acknowledging the commission and rebate factor at the bottom before they submit the form. So if you'd like to go ahead and review what we just learned on the following pages, and then we'll get into JotForm, which is our preferred online form builder.